Hello, everyone. My guest today is Ivan Smolnikov. He's the CEO of Smartcat, and he has over 10 years of experience in linguistic technologies and services. He's now focused on building an operating and payment platform for the global translation industry through the company by enabling collaborative workflow and automating hiring and settlements for all marketplace participants. All right, Ivan, are you ready to take us to the top?
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. So language translation and translation is notoriously a tough space. Tell me more about how you're attacking it.
Actually, it's a good question because I've been in this business for 14 years almost. And before that, I was building the more traditional company. And now I'm building the platform where everyone actually can hire freelancers from around the globe directly. And that is a major unique thing about this platform, because traditionally you can go through agencies only. And right now you have a platform where you can have technology automating workflow for translation, plus linguists from around the globe and payment automation. And this works equally both for end customers and agencies these days.
How do you beat companies like Rev.com or SpeechPad or even people using Fiverr to find someone directly?
Actually, it also works. The difference is that first, you don't have automation workflow technology on the platform. And without that, it can't work for big customers, because if you're a big company with good budgets, you just can't deal today without automation technology. You can't just throw your content to a linguist and just make the translation done. You need automation technology allowing you to reuse what you have been translating before, and also to leverage from machine translation, glossary management, and a lot of other tools automating the workflow. This is first thing. And another thing is that you need to have professional translators, which are, pretty unique thing, and you need to curate them. And also you have to do payment automatically, because if you are about hiring someone in China or Vietnam and you would like to deal with payment to this country, it may be quite tricky.
Now, Ivan, how do you make money? Is it a SaaS fee or marketplace fee or what?
We have both actually, but we're more pushing the marketplace fee when companies are paying to linguists around the globe and agencies also, and we have a cut from that.
Okay, and give me a sense typically, what's a customer spending with you per month on average?
On average, it's about 10K, but there are customers who are paying us like 100K or 200K even, and the subscription fee is around $500 per month.
Okay,
but we don't push it too strongly.
Yeah. Why are you phasing out the SaaS model in favor of the marketplace model? I imagine the marketplace is less predictable in terms of revenue.
It depends actually on the type of your customers. We have big enterprises or medium-sized agencies which spend on linguists pretty much the same amount every month. And usually they're expanding actually, and they are growing. So we don't see big fluctuations. We actually see a good expansion from month to month. Okay. And also have subscription fee, but as I said, we prefer to give you a software almost for free, and to motivate you to hire leads on the platform.
Yeah. Now, what are you paying when you look at kind of your customer base? What percentage of the revenue is coming from the SaaS model versus the marketplace model? Like less than 20%, 30%?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, around 10-15% is coming from SaaS model, and around 85% is coming from marketplace model, because we are more focused on it right now.
I see.
But I think with time it may change.
Okay, interesting. Now, give me the backstory here, Ivan. When did you launch the company?
Actually, officially, we launched 2 years ago, but we were developing this project on the background of our previous business for another 2 years. So the total story of the project is close to 4 years right now. But as an independent company, when we focused on it completely, it's actually 2 years history, and we raised money a year and a half ago.
How much capital have you raised?
Right now, not much, actually, just $4 million, because it was pre-revenue round a year and a half ago. It was like seed round. But before that, we invested close to $5 million from our own profits within 2 years when we started to develop the platform.
So that would have been back in 2013 with your old company? What was that old company?
That was translation business as well. Actually, I founded my first translation company 12 years ago and then grew it into top 50 globally. And we started to develop this platform initially in that business, but then we decided to make it completely independent and to grow it because of two things. First, to raise money from venture capital, you need to have a focused business, just doing software development. And that business was pretty sizable already. And for VCs, it was unclear how to go to this, quite mixed setup.
How sizable was that first? Like, how much revenue was that first company doing? Are we talking like
several dozen millions per year in revenue? But still, not huge, but still not a startup.
Well, so, I mean, you say several dozen million. I mean, it was doing over 24 million a year in revenue. Yeah. And and how big was that team on the first company?
It was 200 people.
Okay. So walk me through the actual mechanics. How do you carve out this new business? Is the cap table look the same as the past company, or is it a new cap table?
No, we negotiated with our shareholders that we need to change cap table to allow us to focus on it. So we sold, with my partner, we sold the portion of the actually our shares in the previous business and focused on this business completely. And the venture firms actually invested in this new setup.
I see. Okay. So so the people on your current cap table at Smartcat are you, your co-founder, and you let the VCs come in when they put in the $4 million.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
That's correct.
And what's team size today on in the new business?
Actually, it's close to 65 people because the technology is pretty big, and we needed to catch up with those guys who have been on the market for 20 years. So we actually need to invest a lot in development, and most of the people are engineers.
And where's most of the company based?
Actually, we have a small location on the West Coast where I am. We also have our office in New Jersey. And there are two more offices. The first one is actually focused on our R&D in Moscow. And the second one is on Cyprus, focused on financial operations. So we do our payouts from Cyprus.
So San Francisco, or West Coast, New Jersey, Moscow, and Cyprus.
Yeah, 4 locations. That's correct.
Okay, very good. And how do you... So walk me through where you've scaled over the past 2 years. How many customers are you serving today? And let's just focus on the SaaS platform for now.
We don't actually split between SaaS and marketplace because usually it comes together.
I see.
The question is only if we charge for technology or not. And that is the difference. But technology is a core attractor for all our customers. I would say 98% of our customers are coming to us because of the technology. And because technology is actually free, it allows us to grow quite quickly organically. And then we start monetizing through selling them our suppliers from the platform.
I got it.
Getting back to your question, the question was how many paying customers we have right now. I would say close to 300 paying customers at the moment.
Yep.
And actually around maybe 3,000, 4,000 active users, corporate users on the platform.
Okay.
And close to 100,000 freelancers from 150 countries at the moment.
I want to get more into how you built the marketplace in a second, but first I want to get a minimum revenue number here. If you have 300 customers and you said minimum SaaS payment is $500 a month, I mean, that's 150 grand a month right there. And you said that only represents 10 or 15% of your revenue. So, are you guys doing well north of 1.5 million a month currently?
We are above 2 million. Yeah.
About 2 million a month. Okay.
Yeah. Above, yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears now. Tell me about the marketplace. First things first, everyone listening right now thinking about getting into the marketplace business, they always ask about the chicken and the egg problem. How did you solve that?
That is a beautiful question. We actually are solving this problem in quite good way because we have a good technology in the core. And that was our primarily idea, to build something valuable for people, both for supply and demand, and to give it away for free. Once we have it, people are coming to use our technology, both suppliers and customers. Suppliers are using our technology even in case we don't have jobs and customers for them, because they can use technology to work with their own customers to automate their workflow. And companies can use our technology, without any limitation on number of users and all that legacy artificial limitations from, desktop vendors, how I call them. And in this case, we have quite a natural way to attract both supply and demand. And then we start to monetize because we provide them this good matching.
And how are you billing? I mean, is it literally, per word, or is it depend on is one language cost more to translate to than another? How do you bill?
Billing is actually very tricky on our platform because while translators are translating, we are calculating how many words they have completed in real time.
Wow.
But this is just a part of the equation. Actually, we're also calculating how many words, how many sentences were reused from the previous translations this linguist did for this particular customer. This is what is called translation memory. And this allows you to actually to cut costs on translation up to 70%. And we are calculating all that in real time and showing to both parties transparently how many words were completed and how many were reused automatically, just inserted from translation memory into your content, and thus generating a huge discount. And then you have a clear, billing, and you just pay it for one wire transfer transaction, and we do all the payouts to linguists around the globe automatically.
That's pretty impressive. And what's your, is this a pretty sticky service once people get on? What's your churn rate look like annually?
Yeah, good question. Actually, right now, because we have not so many paying customers, the retention is around 95%, if you mean logo retention.
Yep.
But in terms of revenue retention is well beyond the 100% right now because accounts are expanding, actually.
Yep. What do the accounts expand on average year over year? Are we talking 20% expansion, 30%?
I would say close to 30, 35.
35% expansion year over year. That's pretty predictable.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty predictable.
Got it. And do you have a playbook for that, or is it just usage based? In other words, do you have part of, an inside sales team upselling that, or they just get addicted and they keep using you more?
We have actually a customer success team, how we call it. We don't have sales team because we have a lot of customers coming because of that technology, and then we see if a customer is starting to grow, a customer success team is focusing on them to help them grow better. But once we see that the customer is close to, saturation, we just maintaining them through our support team, and that is it usually. They don't need actually a lot of support after the, let's say, 6-10 months after using our platform.
Now, you mentioned you offer a free version of the technology, which you then obviously upsell folks to $500 a month. And then on top of that, you start upselling kind of more high touch marketplace services. But what do you look at, when you do look at your current customers of 300, what are you paying on average to acquire them fully weighted?
I would say they cost us from $1,500 up to $5,000 to acquire them fully. Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you assume, how quickly do you like to get that money back? What payback period are you optimizing for?
Actually, it's around 6 to 10 months at the moment. So it's pretty good.
That's very healthy. And what do you assume lifetime value is on these accounts? I noticed you list Weebly as a customer on your account. Do they use you once and then, for 3 years and then leave, or?
Yeah, Weebly have been with us from the, almost inception, and they are still with us. So, it's like a dangerous thing to say that we have an infinite lifetime value, but once you have 300 customers and you have not so many competition right now offering the same good technology for free, we have competitors who are actually offering something for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the service is pretty sticky. So
what do you assume the minimum lifetime value is?
I haven't seen anything lower than 2 years because we started to monetize only 2 years ago.
Which would be what, like 300 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand?
Yeah, something like this. So the ratio of lifetime value to CAC is like more than 10 usually, what we see right now.
Yeah, you're super healthy. And where are you spending that $1,500 to $5,000 to acquire customers? Are you doing AdWords or any direct paid spend?
AdWords is not really efficient for us. We have a good content marketing strategy, I believe. Not actually as good as I would like it to be, but still not bad,
Mm-hmm.
And the industry we are targeting is pretty niche, I would say. It's $40 billion industry where the major players are translation agencies, which and in the world we have only 30,000 translation agencies. And literally, we have listed all of them already on our platform. And we have 20% of supply side, which is 20% of all freelancers globally. So from this perspective, I think that the major thing for us is content marketing and word of mouth. Though we do, all that campaigns, but they are not really that efficient.
Last question, Ivan, before we wrap up with the famous five. What are you growing at right now year over year?
We have very impressive numbers during the last 6 months. We have been growing 20% month to month. So this year we should complete with like seven times growth compared to the beginning of the year. If we can maintain the same speed, I would be more than happier if we can maintain it next year. But we are targeting at, let's say, 5 times growth next year.
So just to be clear, if you've 7x'd year over year, and right now you're doing about $2 million a month, that means back in December of 2016, you were only doing about $285,000 a month. Is that accurate?
Correct. Yeah.
That's
a little bit. Yeah, but
it's impressive growth, Ivan. Congratulations. Let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
It used to be Good to Great from Jim Collins, but I'm doubting it right now. But
why are you doubting it?
Actually, he has a lot of advices that are not that durable, how he predicted it. But still, the book is pretty nice. And the hard thing about, from Ben Horowitz, hard thing about hard things.
Yep.
If I remember it right, this is good as well. So these two may be
good. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Not really. I'm just trying to collect stuff from different people.
Number three, besides your own, what's your favorite online tool?
Online tool. This is a difficult question for me at the moment. Don't know.
What do you use the most to grow the business?
I do use, tools like Zoom, like Skype for calls like every day. But I do use Slack for sure. I love it.
Okay.
But I can't say that it's my favorite tool.
Fair enough. Number four, how many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
Say it again?
How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
6 to 6.5. I used to spend like 4 to 5, but it was too exhausting.
Yeah. And how old are you, Ivan?
How close to 36 right now. Going to have 36 like in a month.
Okay. So 35, almost 36. And what's your situation? Married, single? Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter, 5 years old, married. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So last question. Take us back 15 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I would love to be more focused on growth and be, more brave without hesitation, tackling, ambitious goals. Too many hesitations at the age of 20, like just hustle and tackle things.
There you guys have it from Ivan. He wishes he was more focused and brave back in the day. He certainly is now, spinning out his new company, Smartcat, for language translation out of a much larger company that was doing over $24 million a year, over 200 employees. He spun it out, then raised $4 million in venture capital. He since scaled it. It's growing 7x year over year. In December 2016, doing about 290 grand in monthly recurring revenue, now up to $2 million a month in revenue, so over a $24 million annual run rate. CAC to LTV ratio is super healthy, with his team of over 65 folks in 4 different offices helping their 300 customers, again, translate across many different platforms in a very efficient marketplace and technology-driven way. Ivan, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thanks a lot, Nathan. It was a pleasure talking to you and to all the guys who are listening to us.